This is Bytnar Talks, the engineer takes on construction. Episode 8. Hi, I'm Bytnar. Each day I help my clients plan and design building projects through Bytnar Limited, a consulting chartered structural engineer's practice. My biggest passion and the cornerstone on which I've built my business is finding clever solutions for construction projects. I am a chartered structural engineer and a budding software developer, so you can rest assured that I will strive to talk about the best practices and the use of new technologies in the industry. And if you're embarking on a construction project or are involved in planning, designing and building the world around us, you'll find this podcast useful. This episode is about stage 6 of the plan of work called Handover. Hi there, on the other side of the speaker. I'm glad you've popped in to find out more about the plan of work. For the past 7 episodes, we went on the journey of project commissioning, aka briefing, then designing and construction stages of project definition process. The building is now in occupation, but there is still a little bit more to tie up together before we can call it a day. But let me start by recapping the last episode. In the last episode, I told you that in stage 5, construction and manufacturing, the roles of engineers and architects are diverse and pivotal. We act as project custodians and troubleshooters, and we take on the responsibility of overseeing the construction process, hopefully with enough precision and expertise to make it a success. Consider us the conductors of a construction symphony, meticulously ensuring the realization of our design vision. We address unforeseen challenges, adeptly managing site queries and change requests, while safeguarding the fundamental integrity of the building. Our daily tasks encompass diligent progress tracking, stringent quality assurance, and effective management of construction contracts, demonstrating a commitment to excellence and keeping the sustainability targets on track. In our capacity as engineers, we play a crucial behind-the-scene role, ensuring the seamless execution of various components, from reviewing temporary works to facilitating a handover. Our contributions are integral to the project's overall success. I've picked up on the procurement routes from the high-level perspective and told you how different options like traditional route, the design and build approach, and the management route change the way projects are delivered. The strategic decision upon which way to go at the briefing will significantly influence the structure of our team and the trajectory of the project. But whichever way we choose, we can fall back on the guidance of the plan of work, which, by the way, is not mandatory, yet indispensable. It helps us steer the project with precision, avoiding unnecessary deviations, and ensuring a methodological and successful journey from initiation to completion. After all, what I like to say is a well-defined path, a well-planned journey is preferred over an unpredictable adventure in the definition and construction of construction projects. Alright then, so what else is there to consider? After all, building is built and occupied. Let me tell you in the main part of this episode. So without further ado, let's get to it. So at stage 6, building is in place. People are moving in or have been already living in it for some time. Elements are being commissioned, but not all may be that well and great yet. In this stage, it is the time to correct any mistakes and defects and to conclude the obligation of the building contract. Here is the question: if the stage is not in the contract, should we do it? I bet we should. The other question is, where should this stage happen? In fact, it is very often the case it happens as a result of the definition of the project through the update and development of the plan of use strategy. strategy where the expectations are set. Some part of this stage begins at the approach to the end of stage 5 to allow for the issue of the practical completion certificate prior to occupation and creation of a building manual, but continues past that stage with the discharge of the remaining consideration and issue of the final certificate. So following this stage, the building is handed over, the aftercare is ongoing, and the building contract is over. In this stage, we conclude on the process and draw lessons from it. So without further ado, let's get to the main part of this podcast, shall we? So what is it all about then? So what should we conclude here? Well, the stage 6, as ever, I've picked up a few points on the subject that we should consider in no particular order, but here they are. I think it's the most importantly, we need to make sure the building can be occupied safely, right? And that means the building is built well and all aspects are certified and approvals granted prior to occupation. But also that the people living in the building, as well as the people responsible for the operation of the building, can do it safely. As it is naive to approach the design of the building project without the plan, or indeed start constructing the building without a plan, such as the one of the last 7 episodes were about. It is likewise outright irresponsible to let the people occupy the building without proper knowledge on how to use it. So Handover is thinking beyond blueprints. Picture this, a beautiful designed building with all the bells and whistles, but is it safe to be lived in? Handover is about ensuring safety is not just about what's on the paper. It's about making sure the building is not just robustly constructed, but also officially approved. This phase urges us to consider the safety of the end users and the folks managing day-to-day operations. You see, we need to leave the process by equipping the end user. Handover doesn't stop at bricks and mortar. It zooms in on the people who will call this building home or work there daily. It's about empowering them with the knowledge to navigate the building safely. It's not just saying, here's your new space. It's about saying, here's your new space and here's how to use it safely. It is very important to emphasize the safety in design and construction. Ever thought about it as part of the architectural masterpiece? RIBA plan of work and CDM regulations certainly do. It emphasizes weaving safety measures into the design and construction process. It's not an afterthought, but an integral part of creating a space that's not just aesthetically pleasing, but also a fortress of safety, if you like. But this is not the end. The end user has his own responsibilities. You see, safety is a two-way street. While architects, engineers and builders ensure a safe structure, the end user have a responsibility too. They need to understand how the building works in order to adhere to safety protocols. It's the fusion of design and responsive living that makes a building truly safe. Safety is not just a checkbox. It's a continuous thread woven through every step of the project definition, construction, occupation, and the commissioning process. Certainly, a different amount and level of information is needed for a family occupying a flat, a restaurant owner, or an office renter, and other for the people responsible for the management of the entire building. You could look at it in the perspective of an iceberg. There's more underneath the surface. More responsibility, the more information you need. So the single unit owner will be considered with as little as can be, as little more than what is needed for him. But the management company will need to know it all. Here also a multi-tier level definition of information is advisable, so the person does not get inundated with too much information. So high-level overview with the links to more detailed information, construction of the manual is recommended. The appropriate people should be trained to ensure key personnel can safely manage the day-to-day operation of the building. In the context of REBA Stage 6, which focuses on handover and building use, the analogy of an iceberg becomes particularly relevant. The tiered approach to information dissemination aligns with best practices. Different stakeholders need specific information tailored to their roles. The need for clear communication and information flow during the post-construction phase is very important. The tiered information approach ensures that occupants are not overwhelmed with unnecessary details. All needed documents should form part of the comprehensive handover file. Things like operation and maintenance manuals, as-built drawings, warranties, maybe even envisage loading at different parts, restriction of use, operation risk assessments and methodologies. In the transition from construction to operation, the importance of a comprehensive handover file cannot be overstated. Operation and maintenance manual form the backbone of smooth transition. The meticulous compilation of this handover file aligns with the previously specified documentation requirements. This stage accentuates the need to provide a comprehensive set of documents that not only meet immediate needs but also serve as a guide for ongoing maintenance and future renovations and demolition. Now is the time we need to assure that all snaggings have been satisfactorily rectified and that the final account for work can be agreed on and certified for final payment. The importance of this stage lies in ensuring that all outstanding issues are satisfactorily addressed before finalizing the project. This marks the culmination of the construction journey and sets the stage for finalizing payments, ensuring that both the project team and the client are satisfied with the completed work and that the contractor is reimbursed accordingly. By the time the latent defect liability period runs out, typically all seasons, 12 months, we can assess the use of the building and update our models with the actual use of the building, emphasizing the importance of feedback loops and continuous improvement. This real-world evaluation fits back into the design and construction processes, allowing for the updates to model and plan based on observed usage patterns. It's only throughout 1 year. This is very often called light touch evaluation. Next stage will treat more in depth about more involved evaluation. The project team should be available to assist with the transition of the occupier into the use of the building. Transitioning into a new building involves more than just bringing your luggage in. The project team's availability during the phase is critical, aligning with the collaborative ethos of project delivery process. The team role extends beyond construction, ensuring a smooth transition of occupants into the building's daily operations. This collaborative approach contributes to a positive user experience, emphasizing the human-centric aspect of architectural design and construction. This is also the time to review and identify the good, bad, and the ugly within the project team, but also to interview the client and other stakeholders to inform our approach and to improve on the delivery of the next similar project and to update the office practice. The handover marks a pivotal moment for reflection and evaluation. As you can imagine, the evaluation involves not only scrutinizing the performance of the project team, but also delving into the qualitative aspects of the project. Client and stakeholder interviews become valuable tools for gathering feedback, shaping future projects, and updating office practices. This reflective approach cements the cyclical nature of any consulting practice, emphasizing a commitment to learning and enhancing project delivery with each iteration. So here you have it. In the gist, in REBA Plan of Work Stage 6, aka Handover, the construction project reaches completion. Key tasks include verifying construction quality, compiling documentation, manuals, safety files, rectifying defects, and issuing completion certificates. The stage involves a smooth handover process, including transferring keys and essential information to the client. Post-occupancy evaluations gather user feedback for future improvements. This stage represents the finalization and successful delivery of the construction project. As ever, I'll close with a few words from me. It is Sunday the 3rd of March 2024, which means that in a couple of days' time, a feast of sustainable thinking in architectural engineering and construction, as well as the technological thought in the sphere of software development solutions, will take place in the Excel Arena London. I will be enjoying both Future Build and the Tech Show events from Tuesday for 3 days in a row, so if you are there and would like to catch up, I will gladly grab a coffee or just exchange a few thoughts between the seminars and talks that I'm looking forward to hearing. I hope you found something useful for yourself in this episode. Maybe you've never known there is such a stage or realm of consideration within the building process. But anyhow, this is it. In these words from me, I will not share any new stories of clients reaching out to us needing help due to being taken for a ride by not so scrupulous architectural drawing providers, which is every week by the way, but do me a favor and remember the old construction maxim. Whatever you write, whatever you draw, paper will take it all. What does it mean? It means that you can draw whatever nonsense you want on your drawings, it can be approved, but then you get stuck with them when it comes to construction. Alright guys, thank you again for listening. Please voice up your opinions. I'm waiting for you on LinkedIn and I want to hear from you. Toodaloo!